I grew up in Weehawken, New Jersey, a little small town right across from the big city. I used to wake up in my mama's house every day, same walls, same bed. I didn't grow up with much. I just had a dream and a whole lot of heart. And she'd be right there with a cafecito and tres golpes in hand. I never thought I would host a Puerto Rican festival or produce my own talk show, let alone be in films. But here I am. Sometimes I would grab a sandwich from the bodega down the street because guess what? They knew my order before I would even say it. If you just walked one block up on the boulevard, there it was, big, bold, and shining bright. And this is Tales of a Latina. What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Catherine Nunez, and welcome back to the 6th episode of Tales of a Latina, the show where we dive into the raw stories, the powerful voices, and the unfiltered truth from some of the people that are shaping our culture. Again, I'm your host, Catherine Nunez, and today I am beyond excited for our guest today. He is a very good friend of mine. We've been collaborating since 2018. He has designed some of the most breathtaking dresses that I've worn since 2018. All my birthday dresses are from Adrian Alicea, and I've walked some of his shows, and I've had the privilege of watching his genius up close and personal. Adrian Alicea is not just a fashion designer. He is a visionary, an artist, and a force in fashion and culture. His story stretches from the underground ballroom scene in New York City to dancing with the legendary Willi Ninja, touring with Grace Jones and Max McLaren. I think I said his name right. Yes?
Malcolm McLaren.
Malcolm McLaren. So he's toured with Malcolm McLaren. And he's walked the runway for Thierry Mugler, okay? His journey is nothing short of iconic. Today, Adrian's designs continue to shatter expectations. He blends art, culture, and performance into unforgettable statements that light up the runways of New York and Paris and beyond. He is unapologetically bold and rooted in pure expression, and he is a true icon, and he is my friend, and he's here today. Ladies and gentlemen, Adrian Alicea.
Alicea, wow. That was an amazing introduction.
Thank you for joining us. I had to do it up for you.
Yeah, thank you. You're amazing.
I love you. We've been working together since 2018. So I'm like, bringing you on my platform was very important because I wanted you to tell your story, which is such an important story for Latinos in fashion and in dance, just to hear what you have to say. So Let's start with baby Adrian.
Oh, wow.
Tell us about that. You were born in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
So you were raised here in New York.
Mm-hmm. So I was born in Puerto Rico, Sabana Grande. My mother's from Sabana Grande. My father's from Yauco. If you know Yauco, it's where the coffee comes from. So most beautiful place in the world. I'm so grateful to was born there. But I come from a family of 14. My mother, my father, 9 sisters, 2 brothers. I'm number 11 of the children. And so young Adrian, I came when I was 2 years old. From Puerto Rico.
Everybody came?
Everybody except my little sister Eileen. She's the last one. She was born in the Bronx. So I have many brothers and sisters. Like I said, 9 sisters and 2 brothers. With me is 3. And it's just an amazing how I even got here from Puerto Rico. What I remember is so much.
And so how did that mix of cultures shape your creativity and your identity? Because you're here in a new city, new culture is very different from Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And you had to come here. And you were very young.
I was very young. I was 2 years old, but only in the house you only speak Spanish. And the music and the TV on top of the refrigerator, it's just genius. Yes, there's no way I didn't even know I was in Puerto Rico.
But your Spanish is amazing. A lot of Puerto Ricans don't speak that. Well, the Puerto Ricans born and raised over there, yes. But when they come here, they lose it a little bit.
They do lose it. And I guess I got to give it to my sisters, Nettie and Aida and Carmen and Mila. All of them, they speak to me in Spanish most of the time. So since I was little. And in the house, my mother had a rule, speak Spanish here, and my father too. They were like, not in the house, you don't speak English. We try to keep that. And they would always speak Spanish to us. So I guess that's how I stayed with it.
So where did you go to school? Where did you, what was it? So you came here, you grew up in New York. Yeah. What was the upbringing like? Wow. I mean,
I remember the Bronx, and it was just I was a kid in the 70s. I was a little baby. And I just remember the streets in the Bronx and everything was just, we would play outside with, Skelsies and kick the can and play with jacks. It was very simple and a really humbling family, but we knew we had to be upstairs before dark. My mother would yell out the window from the fifth floor.
Of course.
Like,
you
"Luego
know.
arriba, nene." So
My mom used to wait for me downstairs with the belt and her rollers and beat my ass.
I know we got obsessed, but it was really beautiful just growing up in New York because that's where, even if we grew up in New York, we learned that Hector Lavoe, El Gran Combo, Tito Puente, those people is how we grew up with. But then at the same time, growing up with the Afro, which is the Marvin Gaye, and then also having that in our culture because most of our friends were,
Right.
Afro, and then us, and we're Afro-Americano or Afro-Latino, whatever they want to call it today. We're all one. But growing up with Americans, Black Americans, and
Yeah.
us, it was just the whole melting pot. It was really beautiful.
I know. That's how I feel. Like I feel like I grew up listening to R&B and hip hop, but I'm Latina. I didn't really listen to merengue growing up.
Oh, it did. No,
But I listen to it now. So how did you get into the underground ballroom scene? Like talking about music, because I feel like music was a very important part of your life.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. And that led you into being a dancer.
Yeah. And it got when I was a kid, again, one of my sisters, her name is Linda, and she was into the hustle. I probably was like 5 or 6 years old, but she was a hustle with the legendary hustling guys that would be downtown. So when she would come home, she would tell me, "I'm gonna teach you how to hustle." Again, I didn't know. I didn't really want to do it, but she taught me. And I just remember her skirt flying, or her dress flying up with some red platform shoes. And she was just the most beautiful thing in the world to me. So she was the one that actually said, "Let's dance." And then growing up in the Bronx, I grew up with electric boogie and breakdancing. And me and one of my friends, CB, and my little sister Eileen, we started going to the clubs downtown. We escaped from the Bronx, went to the Palladium, Danceteria. We were just like teenagers. I don't know how they let us in. But that's a whole nother story. And that's how I got introduced the first time I saw Willi dancing, voguing.
So tell us about Paris is Burning.
Paris is Burning.
Yeah. What are your memories of that time and how do you feel when you look back at it now? That was a little insider that I heard. I heard you were a part of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little snippet of me at the end of Paris is Burning because when I did the video for Malcolm McLaren. We did Deep in Vogue, and we also did The Love Ball with Suzanne Barsh and Thierry, as in Thierry Mugler. We actually performed for him at The Love Ball. So those two parts are in Paris is Burning.
So dancing with Willi Ninja and touring with Grace Jones and modeling for Thierry Mugler, these are like huge milestones. I would consider them to be.
It was a blessing.
Well,
I mean, if it wasn't for Ray Don Chong, and if you guys... She's amazing. She's the daughter of Chong from Cheech Chong. So when in 1989, she saw me at a club and she actually brought Terry and Suzanne and a few others. And she came up to me and she said, "He wants to see you dance." And I remember telling her, "Oh my God, I know your dad. Yo, he smokes weed. Like, he's cool." And she just like, "No, it's not about me and my dad. We need you to dance." So I probably did a couple of moves, did a split, maybe a walkover. Because back then I wasn't really the best at voguing because I come from the Bronx, which is more popping and locking.
Right.
So I would mimic them. And I did my thing, and
they loved it.
She loved it. She introduced me to Terry, and I'm gonna just jump into how he sent me to Paris, and I got to Vogue with Willi down the runway, and we were the first two ever to take voguing out of the underground scene internationally.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how that happened.
And so, what are the most valuable lessons that you learned during that, while you were traveling? The world and, touring with all these people and Willi Ninja, what was an unforgettable lessons that you took from those experiences?
There's a couple of lessons, a lot of lessons in my travels while I was dancing and I was modeling. I was getting into modeling, but my passion was more dancing. Even though I'm 6'3" and they said I had the look and I was thin as a rail, but it was the dancing that I care more than the modeling. But what I've learned, the lesson was my parents, because my father and mother was much older. So every time I would leave, I would think about my mother and father. And that's what it was. Like at 19 years old, my father was 83.
Wow.
Yeah. So come on. Yeah, I come from a big family. My father was born in 1907. So it's missing your mother and father as a kid and asking them, can I go to Europe? Can I go to London? Can I go to Paris? And hanging out with these giant personalities from Jean-Paul Gaultier to Thierry to Vivienne Westwood. I've been around all of them, like Prince. I've been around it as a kid. And it didn't faze me that they were stars. Because my father always told me they're people just like you. But I got to hang around them. And there were things that if you don't do, you can't sit with them. You get
And what are those things? What kind of things are those? Let's get into that.
so many things.
So, I mean, what's the craziest proposal that you've ever gotten from being around these people in the industry? You've been around some like really big, these are big, this is not just like regular people. This is like big names.
Yeah. Well,
You've even been around Madonna. She saw you dancing and perform.
yeah. We met her at Brooklyn Academy of Music. We were performing with Bootsy Collins and the Jungle Brothers B-52s, Sandra Bernhardt. It was a bunch of us, Pretty Fat. And when I danced with Malcolm, and that's when she saw me and Willie performing at Brooklyn Academy of Music. It was 1989. And
She ever hit on you?
I'm sure she said I was cute. You know, she liked Latinos. So,
I mean,
and I thought she was adorable. She was really tiny. And
she did make that song.
well, yeah, because she asked us, she said, what are you guys doing? We said, we're voguing, etc. Then I remember just her and Malcolm going at it with the fuck yous. And then we went to Hollywood Palladium in California. She showed up again with Warren Beatty and Boy George. And she saw us perform. And then,
This is an iconic.
yeah, it was good. It was good. So, yeah, respect to her, man.
So when you look back at that chapter, do you feel like you were ahead of your time as far as like creativity goes? Because,
Well,
I
mean, I knew I was creative. I didn't go to school for dancing or designing. I didn't take formal training, so I knew it was more of a gift. So I just learned to grab the gift.
and okay, so you were dancing, you're touring the world, you're with legends. What got you into design? Did it just naturally fall into was it like, what inspired you to say, I'm going to make my first design? And did you draw it or did you just drape it? How did that?
Well, I mean, I could say my little sister, Miss Eileen, she's also danced with me and Willie everywhere. And she was my doll, 5'11" and a half and size 2. And like, I would dress her up and do her hair and some of her friends. So I already knew I was doing something without knowing it. So you're already doing their hair, you're dressing them, you're styling them. And so I knew that that's what was my calling. Because eventually, I mean, my real passion was to become a veterinarian. I love animals.
What?
That was my dream, yeah.
But you don't even own a dog right now. You don't even have a pet. You don't even have a fish. You don't even have no animals.
I have birds outside.
Oh, well, yeah. You know what? Yes. I will say this. Adrian is the bird whisperer. He has 2 birds that come and visit him and he gives them little snacks and they chill.
So, yeah.
That is so cute. So now you're designing for friends and other dancers. Like, is that how you got into design?
No, I was modeling, I was taking also classes of carpentry with a good friend of mine named James Bell. And actually, he built the mirror and this table here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he actually built that in like 1993. He made it look so antique. He's an amazing builder. So he taught me how to do carpentry, but I didn't want to do it. I told him, this is not my passion. The guys would spin and fart, and it's just horrible.
But were you good at it?
Yeah, I learned how to do, the drill bits and cut and moldings, and I've been gilding.
Like a sculptor, because you do say that you sew from hand like a sculptor, fabric to human.
I just couldn't take the filthiness of like, I'm a little more like neat with the stuff. Like, if I want to make a chaotic beauty mess, I would do that instead of just like.
What's your favorite part about designing?
Wow, I don't see myself as a designer. I see myself as an artist because
an artist.
I don't know how to draw. So it's another thing. I just know how to create pieces. All my pieces are just being created, so it comes from the heart. But my favorite part is just actually making the piece, and the best part is, favorite as well, is when it's finished and I get to see it on the form. And then when a model comes in, as in yourself, and I see it on you, makes me even happier, especially if you love it.
I love this dress, by the way. I think I tried on like 5 dresses today and I was like, yeah, this is the one. Yeah. So when you're designing a custom piece for a client, like what's your process? What, like, from the concept to the final fitting? Like, how does that process go for you?
You work with the client. So if she says she needs a halter dress, first I ask what fabric and what's the, with the fabrics, it's all about where she's going or how long she wants to wear, how many times she wants to wear it. So if it's a jersey cotton, if it's a mesh like this could be one in Greece, some Monte Carlo, or the Hamptons, or even Harlem. It depends. So it depending on the piece, then I work with the client, get the fabrics, then the design. So it could take a week, it could take 2 days, or it could take 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you were very young when you started being in this industry, and you still didn't answer my question about what was the craziest proposition one of these big names,
Well,
gave you. Like, did anybody say, hey, if you do this, I'll,
I mean, like
I don't know. They do it to me all the time.
I mean, if we go in there, but depending on the person and if it's right, we don't see it as a trick, right?
No.
We see it as an opportunity. And if it works for both parties, it can work. But depending on, I've been offered many times by many people that I've worked with to do things that I didn't want to do. And then there was some things that I said, I could fuck with that. Because it's to me, it's the energy that whoever brings it on, and it has to be organic. It can't be forced.
Yeah, because you've seen so much, and since you.
I've been through things where I could have had a lawsuit, let's just say. And then I have things where if I would have done other things, I would have already been in Hollywood, let's just say. So keep my integrity. I do what I want. I've learned to.
So you enjoy.
Yeah.
Being independent. Like, it's, yeah.
It's the best way. I mean, eventually, if we get an investor to come in and make the brand even bigger than what it is, as long as, we could work something out, but I enjoy what I do because I don't have a boss. I'm my own boss. I get to create it, and I just get to create all the time. I don't have a clock in my house. I don't go by that. I just do things, so I don't go by that whole follow the herd. I'm just doing what comes to mind, and that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, and I've seen you in action. Like, when Fashion Week comes around, you're in your bubble, you're focused, you're handling business, you're holding castings, and like, you even, have a mentorship program where you teach people how to walk and learn how to do the catwalk. You taught me how to walk.
Yeah, I teach them, posture and walking, and then I have a lot of young men who want to get into fashion, and I teach them how to cut and sew, and it's amazing how it just comes from every direction. So I've learned that I'm not just an artist or a designer, I'm also a teacher, and I mentor people, and it's really beautiful, to have.
So what's one, like, model walk tip or stage presence trick that nobody expects, but you insist every model should know? Something that, like...
Well, they should know that it's not about them. It's about them selling the garment. So depending on the designer's direction, if they say, okay, put your hands in your pocket, or don't move too much of the shoulders, because the model's already tall and gorgeous. But if she does too much on the runway, it becomes about her. So somebody might say, oh my God, look at her boobs, look at her ass, and they forgot about the dress. So we call it a show-off model. She's showing off her instead of or him.
Right.
It's about you selling the garment.
Was I ever a show-off model on one of your runways?
Maybe the first time when you played with your hair and I told you it wasn't a hair show.
Yes.
Right.
Oh my God, yeah. Let me tell you, Adrian will tell you, like, listen, no.
Gorgeous dress, and you started. But if it was on stage and we're doing something cinematic where you playing a Marilyn Monroe-ish, then it's okay it's the actress that comes involved with it, which is depending on the theme, again, of the show.
Yeah, absolutely. And with model, like, for me, I don't like, I'm not a model, I'm an actress, but I used to, everyone's like, you do model because you always take nice pictures. But for me, like, runway and taking pictures is two different things.
Oh yeah, editorial and then runway. But you did good in the last show with the cape.
Oh yeah.
And the direction was beautiful, what you did. No one knew that you wasn't a runway model. How do you go?
I love you. So, okay, do you have a favorite photo shoot or editorial moment, one that really captured your vision? Like, in a way that you felt like, oh my God, I'm so proud of this shoot?
There were many, but one I got to thank, Stephen Meisel and my friend JJ. They gave me the cover of Italian Vogue, which 2003. I did a helmet with stripes for Linda Evangelista. So that was really beautiful because a lot of photographers and people kept calling. But there's so many photo shoots. I mean, I did stuff with Zoe Saldana and Daddy Yankee and Nick Cannon. I've dressed.
Who's your favorite celebrity that you've just addressed so far to date? Besides me, of course.
Yes, that's true. Oh, wow. I mean, Daddy Yankee was really sweet. He was nice. He's from Puerto Rico. Shout out, Boricua. Hasta la muerte.
Ya lo sabe. I can't wait for Bad Bunny.
Yeah, I know.
For the Super Bowl.
Yeah, shout out to Benito. Yeah, but and then Zoe was amazing. Saldana. She was, just really good to work with. And a few others. I did India Irie. Remember when she first came out? I did I did her video.
Oh, wow.
I did a dress and she's playing the guitar and I made a gorgeous dress with ribbons from here to the 50 yards.
Oh, now I gotta go watch that video because I used to love me some India Ari when I was, when I was young. I was like a 19, it was like a vibe.
And then what was Blanca Soto? If you know her, she's the Spanish soap opera. Blanca Soto's amazing, Mexican, gorgeous woman. So I worked with some great people, so it's not just about, to me, the celebrity. It's about just the human being who knows how to carry the garment and be confident with it.
So out of all your collections that you've done many, which is your favorite?
Wow. I don't know. There's a lot, but...
Mine is Underworld.
Yours is Underworld.
Yeah. And so is Rachel's, I think.
Oh, okay. Underworld. I don't know. I'm going to say Santo Alicea. It was inspired by Scarface. So that collection was nice.
I love all your collections. I'm here acting like there's a favorite. I love all of them.
I did one called Erotic Birds. So I made everybody with birds. And of course, Underworld's more gothic. And I did one called New World Order. I did one called Palladians.
You've done so many.
So yeah, it's a concept. It comes from diaries.
Yeah. Tell us about that. So when you're getting ready to design a collection and do these pieces, where does your inspiration come from? I know where a lot of it comes from, from your roots and your culture. But what about are you ever in a dark place when you're making your designs?
Yeah, I think that we all get into dark places, but there's the dark place where in order to get to the light, you have to go to the dark. So we come out of the dark into the light. So yes, there's been dark places where you can get inspired by, and then when you bring it to the light, it all works. And you can always hide out again.
Yeah.
At least candlelight.
So how would you say that your aesthetic has evolved over time? Is there something you used to do that you've moved away from?
Moved away from a lot of bullshit, and people just, I know Adrian, you don't know me. They don't even know my middle name. They don't know what my family calls me. They don't know. But it'd be nice, if they really want to sit and have a café con leche, and we talk about it. But we learn about the people that are opportunists. They just want to be around it for a minute. And those people, they're on just for the minute.
What is your middle name? Do you want to tell everybody at the world now? Adrian. All right, you'll tell me after. Yeah. Because some things are better kept, mysterious. I like to think of you as a very mysterious person. You're not really in the mix like that, but you're in the mix and people know who you are, but they don't know you. And I get what you're saying.
I'm more of an introvert. Yeah, I'm home, and when I'm not around doing the fashion, so every 6 months I get to show extrovert in my designs. And I tell my story. And whoever wants to ask a question, okay. But if not, it's okay. I believe that they're not all supposed to get it. They're supposed to get it. They have to keep guessing. Then they'll come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so keep them guessing. They're not supposed to get it. I tell people that we don't get it. It's like, of course you don't. And most people, they don't, because we're living in a commercial world where if you have a pair of khakis, the next person needs it.
Right.
And if you see one movie, let's say we watch Underworld, we know it's amazing because of the costume, but then in real life, it's like, what the hell are you dressing like that for? It's kind of weird,
Yeah, because when I'm in Jersey and I'm wearing my outfits, everybody look at me like I'm crazy. But as soon as I cross that little river, I fit right in with the New Yorkers.
Yeah. Society.
So let's talk about your upcoming line, Casa de Nobleza 1907,
Okay.
right?
Well,
Which is showcasing October 18th at the Brooklyn Fashion Week.
well, I just did a show
Yeah.
September 11 with La Plataforma Roots, and that was at the Prospect Boathouse in Brooklyn. So that
That's
collection,
where that was. I thought it was in Central Park. It looks very...
well, it's the same architect
Yes,
that did the boathouse.
literally.
Yeah. So that show, that collection I titled it Nobleza Romántica. Adrian Alicea is the label, is of course by government. And Casa Nobleza is just because it's a noble home. And I put 1907 in order to my dad. So Nobleza, Alicea means noble. That's why it says Casa Nobleza.
Yeah.
So, but the collection was titled Nobleza Romántica, which it was a very romantic, a noble romantic collection, inspired when I went to Puerto Rico to visit, the ancestors, and I got inspired.
I love that. And sometimes your shows have like a story arc. Well, not sometimes, all the time. They always do. And if Casa de Nobleza is a story, what is its beginning, middle, and end?
The beginning is the research and knowing what you want to do with it and creating the pieces. The middle is showing it and let the world see it, whoever sees it, and then there's no end. It's going to keep going. So I don't feel it as an end. It's forever. It becomes a legacy. It becomes iconic. Yeah, it's like a Van Gogh.
But what is the story? Like, is there a story that
Story of the collection?
yeah.
Oh, well, depending on the collection. The last one I just did, I said like women's having tea. These women, the beautiful fascinators and the colors. And these are all women who visit Monaco and Monte Carlo and the Hamptons. And these women, some of them have husbands or boyfriends and a boyfriend. Italia, yeah.
Or sugar daddies.
Oh,
In my case.
yeah.
I'm joking.
It's okay. There's a lot of those.
I'm joking. I'm putting it out in the universe.
Yeah, but there's a lot of sugar out there.
Because I need one. I need sugar.
Yeah, instead of salt.
I need to be diabetic. Yeah, no salty.
No salty.
Please.
Azúcar.
So when people walk away from seeing your shows and going to your fashion, from seeing you on the runway, what do you want them to feel?
I want them to feel happy. I want them to feel satisfied, and they got inspired, and to leave with a spiritual healing.
And what do you want to feel too?
I feel good. I actually feel good. I feel that I accomplished what I went there to do, and to put it out on the runway. And I say, wow, I can't believe that everything on the runway I actually made with my hands. Maybe 98%, the 2% or 3% I may have helped, but actually make each piece. And that's what's the genius part about it. My hands are on each piece.
Yes, you are. And I've seen that. I've witnessed it. You're literally like stitching. You're doing everything.
I'm involved.
Yeah, you're very involved.
Hands on, and that's the way to be if your own business. It's like you could point fingers and tell people do this, do that. But to me, I call that lazy. Unless, okay, you could have the millions and billions of dollars, but get in there too. I think that's what makes it, if I know it's coming from you, not just from a robot.
Right.
Yeah.
And, I think that's why people always keep coming to your shows, because there's always something different. Every year you give us, every season, you give us something like just different. Oh my God. So I want to know, has a Puerto Rican designer in a space that doesn't always uplift Latinos, what does it mean to represent nuestra gente on a global runway?
Oh, wow. It means a lot because
you've been in a few global runways.
I have.
Okay.
I got to show in Santo Domingo and Puerto Rico and Cayman Islands and DC, Beverly Hills, especially New York. I do North Carolina with the children with autism. I give back to them. Shout out to Kelly. And it's a beautiful thing to give back to people in that world, and Down syndrome, autistic, or handicapped. That's another world that we don't see, that's blind. But I love the fact that it's inclusive with me. For me, it's included, and I'm not just...
And I feel like you're one of the... I've been seeing your design since 2012. We didn't officially meet till 2018, but since 2012, I've gone to your shows and been a fan. And then when I finally got to meet you, it was like, like a full circle moment. But what I've always noticed is that you are very inclusive with your models and with who you cast, with who who you're showing your designs to. And that's what resonates with me. And I think that's so important. And then that now you started seeing everybody doing it.
Yeah, I've been doing it
But
for
you've
years.
been doing it.
Yeah, I have been doing it for a while, and I got inspired with that for Thierry and with Jean Paul, because when I did their shows, they had not only models, they had personalities, so that's what it is, and actresses and just people who like to be on stage. You have to like, people want to be on stage with modeling. You have to be up front and be like, I can do this. It takes a lot of guts to be able to be backstage and put things on, and the beauty part, the hair, all that, and then just go out there and do your thing. You gotta have a lot of guts. And
You do. And like, let me tell you right now, like, people have been asking me to walk their shows, and I don't walk nobody's shows like that. Like, I walk your show, and I think I've walked one other show, and I did it for my son so he could get a little experience, my younger one. Which I want him to walk for you one day. My son Dimitri, he looks like you. First of all, we were looking at pictures of you when you were his age, like, and I was like, yo, he looks like Dimitri looks like Adrian, because Puerto Rican, Taino look, the hair, curly, long,
Qué lindo.
He's so handsome. He needs to be on.
I know. Let's get him on there.
Yeah, next casting, I'm bringing him because he has to go through the.
Yeah, I'll bring him to the front of the line.
So you serve both clients who want couture and evening wear, and those seeking stage and conceptual concepts and costumes. And you've even made a costume for me.
Actually,
We've done, yeah.
I've done a few.
Yeah. So how do you balance the commercial side of your, with your more avant-garde impulses? Because, like, naturally you are your designs are over the top, and like, I love that. But how do you balance working with someone who isn't, they still want to wear Adrian dress, but they want, which is like, I feel like Casa Nobleza is very like,
Sweet.
yeah.
It's easy. It's really wearable.
Yeah.
Yeah. It depends on, again, the collection and the client, but I will go more on the avant-garde side because I like theater. I like movies, and I like, give it to me in more theater. If I could do costume design, that's another world I would jump into, because I like costume, and it's more.
But we need to get you in
I like costume
on set.
Yeah, but costume design could be like, even a movie like American Gigolo, the Giorgio Armani, he did the designs for that. So it could be that, but it could just, you can play more. But doing, of course, a commercial dress that can be wearable, that everybody can wear it.
Like this.
Like this is perfect.
I can wear this at night. I can wear this in the day.
And every color.
Yeah.
Every color. So yeah, depending on the place. But the places I have more fun with are the more creative ones. They're all creative, but I know what's more wearable and easier for the eye, to people to be, oh yeah, we love it, and my sister and my mother can wear it. And then some will have, let's say, Cardi B wear, or
Cardi B. Yes, please, Cardi. Cardi, I'm begging you. And I've been trying to hit you up for a long time since this show started. Okay. We need you wearing Adrian Alicea. This is my friend, and I think he will make something amazing for you. You would kill it.
We're both from the Bronx.
I mean, both from the Bronx.
Let's go. Stop playing.
Yes.
It'll happen when it's supposed to.
Yes, and when it does, please, like, if I'm not involved in this,
You're involved,
call me and let me know.
It's
And
because of you.
yeah, I was trying to get into the after party. I couldn't get into the after party. It was so crazy. She's like a superstar right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, like, huge.
Yeah, amazing.
So it's amazing.
Good for her.
Yeah, but yeah. So 10 years from now, Adrian, how do you want to be remembered in the Puerto Rican diaspora of fashion narrative?
I want to be remembered as someone who took risk and was daring and wasn't afraid to think out of the box, and to leave people just happy and with love, and knowing that this little boy from Puerto Rico in the mountains, so in Los Montes de Puerto Rico, they came to New York, and look what I'm doing, and I got to travel the world and be around amazing people. And
Do you ever want to move back to Puerto Rico?
yeah, I think about getting a place out there because I love the beach.
You do. You're always there, though, and you're always traveling.
Yeah, I love the beach. So give me the beach and a little coquito. Estamos bien.
And your little
Arroz con
sun,
habichuela,
yes.
mofongo, I'm fine. Like, I'm easy.
So how do you see your role in mentoring or lifting up the next generation of Latinx designers and performers? Because there's always a new design, a new face in every field, right? In acting, modeling, and in designing. What do you want to say to them to like uplift them, and how do you see your role in mentoring them? Or do you even, and it's okay if you don't, like some people, I don't have the bandwidth sometimes to mentor anybody. I'll be like, child, I'm still mentoring myself.
Right. Hey, you're still learning. So the ones that I've mentored, because I mentored a few already.
You have. I've seen them.
Yeah, I see myself like getting maybe a brownstone with 5 floors and making into the Casa Alicea, and I can give back to the community, and not just the community. You could be from Hong Kong or Africa, and you're still welcome to come there and learn something. If it's not what you're doing, journalism, to modeling, to filmmaking, to anything, I would like that. And then bringing people like yourself to do like a course, but give back, and of course with the fashion. And I see that.
I see that for you, and I would love that, and I would love to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Please.
We'll keep the 5th floor for people who don't even have a place to sleep.
So, what advice do you have for people who want to get into the fashion industry? They're, young Latinos who, want to who are trying to break in.
Right.
And it's hard.
It's still hard. It's still hard.
It's
still for levels.
It's to me, it is a little easier now because of the way things are. Like there's so many more resources than when you started. Mm-hmm. But it's hard either way because it's a lot more competition. There's always been a lot of competition, but I feel like now it's even more.
Mm-hmm. Well, everybody stays a model and a photographer, or you can do a film with an iPhone.
And everybody thinks that because they have a little Walmart sewing machine that they said design clothes. I've seen it.
Yes,
I've seen the Walmart sewing.
You see it, right? They're doing it.
They're doing it. And I'm like, I'm not wearing that. Even when I was walking for you, and I'm sorry, God forgive me, but when I was walking for you, when I wore the cape, remember they were trying to recruit me, some other designer. And I saw it. I was like, I'm not wearing that. I mean, I didn't say that, but I was thinking that.
Aw.
Sorry.
No, I mean, it's just there's so many designers and so many people doing the art. I say stay true to your art. And if you see it first, you have to see it and feel it to put it out there. Because it's not for everybody, and everybody's not going to want it. So it's okay. But the ones that do and welcome you, those are the ones, your ride or dies, and you know them.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay. And the rest, whatever, it's a big fluff. It's okay.
Yeah, and I support every design. I will wear it. I take everything I said back. I'll wear everything, okay? I'll wear it. Was if you see me as a muse, and that's one thing I love being a muse.
Yeah.
I feel like every designer. Do you have a muse? Is there someone who like, even if it's a celebrity, like that you're like, oh, this is somebody that's inspiring me? What celebrity would you? Well, we're gonna get to that actually. That's in my next segment. Okay.
Okay.
Now we're gonna get into the fun part of the interview. This segment is called the Chisme in 60 Seconds. So I'm going to ask, this is a way. Okay. But if you want to take your time, you can too. It's not a big deal. We won't hold you, hostage. Yeah. All right. So question number 1. Who was your first celebrity crush?
Foxy Brown.
Oh, wow. Let's take a sip. I don't know why I think it's fun. I'll take a sip after each question. All right. Who was the most extra person that you've ever dressed? Me? No, right?
Oh, shit.
Am I extra?
You're so extra. You are easy because you like everything sexy. And so that was easy.
So who is the most extra person you've ever dressed? Is it a celebrity?
If we say extra, but very big detail and very to the point, I think it's Larissa Martinez. She's the gal's opera singer.
Oh, yeah.
So she's the beads, and she does opera and Lincoln Center around the world, but she's amazing. And then she wasn't dramatic. She just knows every detail. It was beautiful.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And what's the worst fashion trend that you've ever participated in?
Fashion trend. I never participated in a fashion trend. I don't do that.
He said, I don't do trends. I create them.
Okay, trend.
Okay, so next question. Who would you never say no to if they asked you to design for them?
Say no?
Yeah, who would you never say no to?
Oh,
who would not say no to them?
Maybe your president?
Who?
Your president?
My president? You mean you would say no to you?
Right.
You would say no
To your president.
but who would you never say no to? Like,
Oh, never?
yeah.
I would have to say Elizabeth Fraser. She's the lead singer of the Cocteau Twins. She's one of my favorite groups in the world.
Okay.
So I don't know if you know who she is, but Elizabeth Fraser, the Cocteau Twins.
And that's it. Number one. Yeah.
And I love Bjork too.
Oh, Bjork? Okay, yeah, I could see Bjork.
Bjork knows Elizabeth Fraser, or the Cocteau Twins.
Okay, so you're strategic in it. You're like, if I can't get her, I'm gonna
They
get
get
her.
it. They get it.
Yeah.
They get it. Like,
Yeah, they do.
we're gonna go there. We're gonna go there.
We said we was gonna go to the Met Gala and do I want to be your muse for the Met Gala. But I want to do what were we gonna do? We were just gonna pop up at the Met Gala uninvited. Like crash the party.
Guerrilla marketing.
Yeah. I could just say I'm like related to Bjork.
Yeah.
Am I saying it right?
Selena.
Or Selena's long lost sister.
She is. Oh, J-Lo.
Next question, okay, because I don't want to lose my track. I lose my train of thought here in this game, all right? Because this questions get spicy. All right, but if you had to choose between runway drama or ballroom drama, what would you choose?
As far as a fashion show, it's just drama.
A fashion show. And yeah, right?
Or just in general?
Oh, no. Well, basically, like the drama that goes on in the runway or the drama that goes on in the ballroom, like from when you were in the ballroom, underground ballroom era.
I think there's more drama in the fashion show because if you're the designer, you're really focused. But the ballroom drama is a lot going on, but everybody's competing because everybody in the ballroom is a contestant.
Okay.
A fashion show, you got one of your designs, depending where. So I'm going to say fashion because I'm involved more in like dressing 30, 40 models. And
versus ballroom, you're just...
I'm the contestant.
Yeah.
I'm the one competing, or I did compete.
When was the last time you've done a ballroom?
Oh,
I know.
100 years, 50
Would
years.
you do one now? Would you judge? Would you do one?
Actually, I'm supposed to judge October 25th with Andre Mizrahi. He wants me to come and judge the voguing category.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so you stay busy. We got October 18th. We got this. Okay.
And Gillette, my friend Gillette, she's from the House of Maurici. She just invited me to do November 15th, but I have to tell Gillette I can't do it because that day I'm doing the kids with autism.
Again, giving back to the community.
That's in North Carolina.
Wow. All right, so quick prediction. Which celebrity do you think is secretly watching your shows for inspiration?
Oh.
Like, is that, because sometimes I feel like Kim K watches my page for inspiration.
She does, baby.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that's just my, I don't have the same money as you, Kimmy, but best believe when I get there, me and you competition. I'm joking. I love Kimmy. But is there anyone that you feel is watching you?
No, but there was a time that I did, when I was with Nico, from Nico and Adrian, we had a brand before I got into myself independently alone. We sold some pieces to Patricia Fields at her store. So Pat, you know who she is?
Yes.
Yeah, Sex in the City and the entire. Well, we go back, and I was selling some pieces there, and she told me that Dolce & Gabbana came in and bought about 7 to 8 or 9 of our pieces. And then she said, we have good news and bad news. I said, what is this shit? He bought them. They bought them. But the sad news, she said they might replicate them and make them in their way. And of course,
Does that happen to you?
it's happened before with H&M, with a few other people.
They've copied your...
Well, they take it and they get inspired, and then they would make another collection with, the best seamstresses in the world. And
How can you prevent that?
you can't, because you can change anything. I mean, if you look at even the Jordan sneaker today, that they can change it by putting, let's say, a star instead of a Nike, the swoosh. So you can change things in pieces, even if it's the buttons.
So you can't patent the design?
Depending on the specific design, you can, but people can always do a replica and say, okay, I'm going to put 5 straps instead of 2. And then it's theirs already. There we go. So, yeah.
Well, one more thing before we wrap up this interview. I want you to tell our listeners about your outfit, because this is a very nice and amazing look that you got going on here. And I want you to, let them know what inspired this look. I see you're shining around the neck. Swarovski crystals.
Yeah, shout out to Nikki and Alvin at Swarovski Crystal. They were generously, gifted me this double choker. And this one here was 3 pieces in total.
Wow.
And then the shirt I made. It's my Adrian Alicea.
The wide comp.
The hat of my little fedora. The pants, they're just mine. And the shoes and the toes, we have Saint Laurent.
Oh, Saint Laurent.
And this is my personal jewelry with Louis and Cartier, a few others,
I love it. Yes.
Yeah.
See, my friend is the best in the business.
Yeah, so that's what I'm wearing.
All right, Adrian. So that wraps up our interview. And I'm so happy that you were able to come and tell your story on Tales of a Latina. But before we go, is there anything that the world doesn't know about Adrian Alicea? And is there something that you would like to let everybody know? Like, for example, everybody thinks I'm like this bougie ass girl. I'm not bougie.
Yeah. I think that most people don't know and get it confused that, they could see one side of a person, but they don't know really what's inside. And it's just, I don't let many people in because you're not supposed to, I guess. But it's more the side of me, like, not being so exposed to people. I do things quietly that no one sometimes don't know what I'm moving, how I'm moving, but there's a lot of things that I don't know.
So you want to just stay mysterious. It's okay. You want to keep it mysterious. That's fine.
Yeah, but I could be a little hopeless romantic at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't even ask you about your relationship status and if you're in a relationship or not. I mean, are you?
I've been there. I've been involved and on the romantic side. But right now I'm loving what I do more than anything.
I love
that's what's bringing me joy. I mean, do I have a friend or two? Of course, but exclusively is what I do and what I show is my art. And that's okay. That's my love. That's my passion. And it's my focus. And I'm okay. I'm okay with that. And it brings me serenity and spiritually I'm inclined. I'm there,
And you're very spiritual. Like,
yeah.
And your space always has that Zen energy. And I guess like, if it doesn't make you feel better than when you're alone, then, like why change it? Like
why alone?
Yeah.
I guess you get a chance to listen to yourself.
Well, thank you so much for coming to Tales of a Latina. Let everybody know where they can find you, follow you, your website, all that, your next show, October 18th, y'all.
I'm doing one October 18th at the Navy Yards in Brooklyn. Shout out to Rick Davey at Brooklyn Fashion Week. And then from there, we're doing North Carolina with Kelly Marine, with the children with I'm Possible. We're from handicap to Down syndrome to autism. It's just all inclusive, like he says, inclusivity is in and ignorance is out.
Period. Yes. And your Instagram and...
My Instagram is I am Adrian Alicea. In Spanish, I am Adrian Alicea. And I have a website, adrianalicea.com. And shout out to my team. I want to just shout out to my team.
Yes, shout out your team. Shout out everybody.
Yeah, the people that has been there for me. You know who you are, of course, Catalina and a few others, Angelica. There's so many that been there for me and, looked out.
Yes, I love your team. Everybody's so sweet. It's a family.
Yeah.
But everybody means business too, and I love that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and Coco. I love Coco and Bo.
Yeah.
And my agent Liz, she's amazing. So I get the girls, and thanks to all the models and that really always been there for me. Those beautiful models. They're not only, models, they're friends. I get to know them. Like I have Elena, who's with me now, and
she's cooking for you.
Cooking.
She's cooking Russian food.
That's right. She's Russian.
Yes, I love it. I want to eat, and I had a little bite of the dumpling.
You did?
Yeah, it was good.
It was very good. Yeah. She's amazing. I love her. So, yeah. So I want to shout out to everybody who's just been there consistently. And they just, they know who they are. My family, of course. I love you all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And thank you, Catalina.
Thank you. No, thank you for having me. I appreciate you over the years. You've made me look beautiful. You made me feel beautiful and sexy every year for my birthday. and beyond. Like, I mean, and coming here, I get inspired. I get motivated. I'm like, oh my God, if he can create these beautiful things, then there's no reason why I can't do what I need to do for me too.
Yeah.
So I love that.
Yeah, you keep
Yeah.
your beautiful spirit yourself.
Thank you.
And that's what it is.
Yeah.
The spirit comes from within, let it out.
And we
Show
let
the
it
girl.
out. Yes.
Yeah, express some love, baby.
Yes.
Mucho amor, mamita.
Mucho amor. Ya tú sabes, como dice Walter Mercado, y con mucho, mucho amor. And that's a wrap, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in to episode 6 of Tales of a Latina. Once again, I'm your host, Catherine Nunez. And check us out. Make sure you hit like, share, and subscribe. We love y'all. Thank you for tuning in. And make sure you keep watching.
Never seen a girl like me. Te equivocas. Las demás son wannabes. Se le nota. Hace calor. A poca ropa. Se pasa mejor. Saborcito de tu boca me prendió. Y me dejó crazy. La nota subió. Now I'm feeling wavy. Como quiera. I'm a lady. Take it slow.